doing the things that erode trust, right? And the mayor's office currently has a series of these things that are making the trust issue paramount and important. For example, parking meters. Parking meters are still in the budget. This administration still plans to do parking meters. Privatizing parking meters, selling the parking meters after the whole conversation of that parking meters is going away when it's fundamentally part of your budget and your administration says it's good public policy.
There are 4 major candidates in the field. Let's talk about those other 3 briefly. Why would you be a better mayor than, say, Carol Swain?
Well, Carol, and we've all gotten to know each other through the forum process. A lot of quality time with each other. Carol, in almost every one of her speeches, says, I will hire a good CEO and CFO of the city. And I'm sitting there going, hey, you don't need the overhead. I'm that person. I'm that person, that her mission to do that, I'm the person. And for John Ray's supporters, they are right about where the priorities of our spending needs to go. It needs to go into educators and first responder pay. I'm the person to find that money for them.
Let's go then to the incumbent, Mayor David Briley. Why would you be a better mayor than Mayor Briley, who's had a year's experience on the job?
Well, unfortunately, his year of experience is why I'm running. There was really no change. And he had the moment to reset the city. He's mayor. He doesn't owe anybody anything. We can change how we do business. We did not change how we do business. We are still selling off parkland. We're still doing kind of dodgy financial schemes. And the emphasis on downtown being the only neighborhood that we support is still there.
Mayor Briley was on the show last week. He complained quite a bit that he thinks you're misrepresenting his position, particularly on budget matters. How do you respond to that?
Well, I'm not misrepresenting his position on budget matters. What position am I misrepresenting him on? We don't really have a balanced budget right now. Parking meters is still in his budget. The controller of the state is going to issue a very interesting opinion that may or may not find that we are out of balance, but any business person would say that our operating budget is not actually balanced. Our spending priorities are not what the people think that they are. I mean, it's just, it shows how I think my message is resonating throughout the county, that you're having kind of some poll-driven response to me and my message.
The mayor said, I think back during the debate that was here on Channel 5 a couple of weeks ago, he said that if you were offering true leadership, you would have brought your own budget ideas or your own budget proposal to the council when the council considered its budget last month. Right. Why didn't you do that?
Well, I have for 4 years had my ideas, but you have to understand what's missing is not spending choices. The council is really only about spending choices. We have to expand our revenues. And the finance director is solely responsible for the revenue estimate. And the trick for the city going forward is for the city to collect more revenues. Now, in the last couple of years, I've been effective in getting this memorandum of understanding from the MCC. Of course, I think it is for too little money, but that principle, the convention center, that principle is extremely important for the tourism space to begin paying its own way. So, got that accomplished, but actually it needs to go more. What needs to happen in the budget is you need to start collecting all of our revenues, including new revenues from the tourism and development space, which fundamentally can only be done by the mayor. Now, spending is very important, and there are some spending adjustments that you want to make, but ultimately, this is a mayoral-driven city, as you know better than anybody else, and it's going to be the mayor that changes the budget and changes the revenue.
The only thing the council did, they allowed the mayor for the first time to have his budget go into effect without challenge. It went in by default.
By default. No one voted for this budget. No one probably would ever vote for this budget.
But why did you allow it to go into effect? The council still had almost 2 weeks after they decided not to raise taxes. Why didn't you try to make a difference to pass a budget that would have changed the things you don't like about this budget?
Well, the budget was adopted on the night. You can either adopt the substitute or the mayor's budget goes into effect. We did not adopt the substitute because we did not want to raise property taxes on the people in the county.
And your vote could have made a difference on that.
I chose not to raise property taxes on people in the county because it is unfair to people saddled with the cost of growth to give them higher taxes also when there's additional revenue available to the city if a mayor would only go get it from other pockets. So that is the right vote. And then what happened? 2 weeks later, the mayor magically fined $7.5 million for more teacher pay. My point is accurate, that there is enough going on in finance that with real management, you can begin to accomplish these goals that we all share for increased pay. And what you're reduced to are cynical games, really by a mayor's office that is interested in only credit for itself when all along the money was there. Right? Because 2 weeks later, the money is there. Talk to the teachers and the police about this.
John Cooper is our guest. He's a Metro Councilman at Large, also a candidate for mayor in the August 1st election. Back to continue our conversation after this break.